phase where, okay, catch you later. Gotta go. We are live. Adam, how's it going? How are you? Good to hear. Good to hear. How can I help you? What can I do for you today? You can ask anything. Just free coaching. I hope you got a good question for me today. Of course, let's do some practice. Just give me, what do you want to practice about? What's the main thing that you want to practice? I'm going to give you a full 15 minutes. Send me a DM with your phone number. We're going to role play for 15 minutes. Just because I want to be conscious that if other people do come on as well, but I want to give you time since you're the first one here. 1 second. Yeah, call in, man. Call in. Let's do it. 1 second. Gotta get the VPN on in Dubai. Adam, how are you?
Hey, it's fun. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How's it going?
It's going okay. How's it going for you?
Listen, I respect that you came on the dot. You were waiting, and I have to respect that.
I've been waiting for 10 minutes now.
You were early. Early's the new on time. Okay. So
I saw some of the content you posted. Some of the shows are really great.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll be honest, it's not me. I have some guys, a really good team. They help me out. They do it all. So unfortunately, I have to be very busy with business matters, but my team is really supportive and they take care of all of the social media stuff.
Yeah.
Adam, give me, when you say that you're struggling to build pain with B2B, why do you struggle? What is the thing that you struggle with?
The thing I find hard is the people I'm talking to, either they're coaches or let's say they're salespeople, they have 20 years of experience and stuff like that. Whenever I'm trying to get them to talk about the business, they just keep it like a robot. They're just like, there's this.
Okay.
And if I try to push on something, it doesn't really work with them.
Why don't we try a bit of a role reversal? You be that sticky customer that doesn't want to open up, and then let's see, and I'll try to open you up, and then you can see how I would do it. Would that be beneficial for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just be like a salesperson.
Yeah. What am I selling? What am I selling right now? What am I going to pitch to you?
You're going to get me more meetings or more customers.
From LinkedIn, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, let's do it. Ring.
Hello.
Adam, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you doing, man?
I appreciate it. Thanks for jumping onto the call. We spoke on LinkedIn in the DMs, and we were speaking all about you getting more appointments for your business. You mentioned how you're not getting too many appointments right now and how you're trying to get more customers. What we're going to do is we'll deep dive, find out everything about your business. And if I am able to help you with what we do specifically, I can present exactly how it works and then the different options for you as well. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Just give me an update on your business. What do you do and how do you currently get leads?
Okay, so I'm a sales coach. I help people with sales, and we've just been doing cold emails and some social media marketing.
Okay. And how's it been going?
It's been going okay so far.
Okay. When you say okay, is that going really good or really bad?
So we're able to get about 2 to 3 meetings a week right now.
Okay. How many do you need to grow your business?
We need about 5 a week.
Okay. So do you need to double the amount of appointments you get?
Ideally, yeah.
Okay. How do you currently get appointments?
Through our social media outreach and cold emails.
Okay. So you do outreach on social media. Which platforms?
Instagram and Facebook.
And you do cold, and you do email as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Which one brings you those 2 to 3 appointments?
It's mostly the Facebook system.
Okay. And when you say Facebook system, what does that mean?
So there's a system we put in place where we have so many follow-ups and a certain clip which will show our prospects, like a video sales letter.
Okay. Does it work?
Yeah, I mean, it's able to put meetings in.
Mm-hmm. So can it get you 5 appointments a week?
I think we have to add a lot more volume for it to get 5 meetings a week.
Okay. And is that something that you need help with?
Well, I think we probably could do it by ourselves, but for the sake of time, we'd rather go to someone who's more suited for it.
Okay. So how much quicker do you think it would be if you found the right person?
I think within a month or 2, we could get the results we wanted.
Okay. How long have you been trying for so far?
For about 6 months now.
Okay. So you've been trying for 6 months and you're only getting 2 to 3 appointments a week. What have you tried in those last 6 months?
Just increasing the volume on Facebook.
By increasing volume, what do you mean?
So just messaging more people. That's how we went from 1 meeting to 2.
Yeah. Okay. And how many messages is that?
About 150.
Okay. Do you feel like you are capped out, or do you feel like you could do way more?
I feel like we could do way more, but
Okay.
the system doesn't seem very efficient.
Okay. So you need a more efficient system.
Yeah.
Okay. Just for context, this is exactly what we do. We help businesses with that system. It's the same system that we've implemented into tens and 20s of businesses. And by the way, I know you're not doing it a lot, so I'm not going to make a big claim. But this is the same system that we've implemented in many other businesses, and it works, and it will get appointments. So what I want to understand is, over that 6 months, what kind of things have you tried? So you're sending 150 messages. What else have you tried? Oh, by the way, Adam, you're supposed to be really resistant, but you're really easy.
I'm not really sure how to be resistant, to be honest.
Because it's the way I'm asking the questions. I'll tell you the difference. The reason why you can't be resistant with me, and this is the trick. There's a concept which is called 5 bums on a goalpost. And the framework is, think about a W, W, W. So 5 bums on a goalpost. I'm going to share my screen and show you. Just 1 second. And I'm going to explain the method to you on why you're finding it so hard to just give me a yes or no, because I'm making you talk. You can't give me a yes or no answer the way I'm asking you questions. So it's called 5 bums on a rugby post, because the way I was asking you questions, it wouldn't allow you to say anything else. So I'm just going to share my screen here. Let me know if you can see my screen. Can you see this?
Wait. Yeah.
Okay.
I can see.
So can you see this picture here? Let me just load it up, make it full screen. Right. So this picture here, is that clear?
It's loading. Yeah, I can see it now.
Okay. So the 5 bums on the goalpost is this: who, where, when, what, why, and the goalpost itself is how. So I'm only ever asking you questions which are like, well, how long was that for? And when was that? Can you tell me a bit more about it? Why is that? And what is that? Because when I ask you those questions, you can't give me a yes or no answer. It forces you to talk. I'll give you an example. Try to say yes or no to this question.
Okay.
Do you like what you're doing right now?
Yeah.
Okay, you see? Short answer. Now I'm going to ask the same question, but I'm going to change the word. What do you like about what you're doing right now?
You can't say yes or no.
Yes. And that's the trick of how I get people to open up. It's impossible. I'm going to do it one more time. Let me think. Is it you that sends the DMs every day?
Yeah.
Who sends the DMs every day?
I do.
You see?
It's not a yes or no.
You had to elaborate. You can't say yes or no.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. That's a very good trick.
Yeah. So all I do is I use this framework of 5 bombs on a goalpost, on a repost, as it says here. And then I ask every question that I'm going to ask. So what I do is I want you to do this. Go on AI on Fathom of all the calls that you had. Then get all of your calls. If you had AI in your calls, you're like a Fathom bot.
No, I've just recorded them through Zoom.
Okay. Get the Zoom recording, transcribe them all, put them all into GPT, and then ask GPT, can you give me the top 20 questions I've asked on a sales call, word for word? So make sure it gives you them word for word. And you're going to read your questions that you ask naturally. And you're going to read through them and you're going to rephrase those questions with a who, what, why, when question.
These are questions I'm asking them.
Yeah, because you're getting them to open up about their pain. Does this make sense? Okay,
Yeah.
that's concept number 1. I'm going to give you concept number 2 as well. I'm going to share my screen again. You're going to get the best coaching of your life today. Let me ask you something. Have you invested in yourself online before?
Yes.
Okay, good. Then I'm glad. Because if you've invested in yourself in some way, I know that you're driven to get this to work. So what I don't want you to do is waste money online and try to buy everyone's program. Focus on the one thing that you need to do and make sure you don't go and just spend money on things that you don't need. The main reason why I'm doing this call is I have a goal, which is everyone should learn how to sell. So I, as a business owner, do not charge for this. I do it for free. And my community, we put a free sales training in there. Because I have a belief, which is I learned how to sell, which changed my life. So if I charge people for the same thing, I don't think that's me living by what I say. So if I tell everyone sales changed my life, and then I tell everyone I'll only ever teach you sales if you pay me, then I'm actually not really living up to my word. So every guru that charges 5 to 10K online for sales training, my goal is that no one pays them and they get it for free. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Can you see the screen here?
The golden circle.
Yeah. So now let me run through another way of how to get paid. So you first now know how to ask questions, which you're going to practice. The second thing I'm going to teach you is called the golden circle. So let me run through this with you. What was the last expensive thing that you bought? You know, you said you paid for something recently. What did you buy?
Something expensive.
Yeah, you got it for yourself. The last expensive thing that you got for you, only you.
I guess we'd be paying for the year to study in uni. It's 10 grand.
Okay, you paid 10K to study at uni.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you get it?
Why did I pay for it?
Yeah.
I wanted to avoid the interest because it doesn't align with my religion.
Okay. So why did you actually pay the 10K for university though?
To study, I wanted to be an engineer before because my father owns an engineering company and my family is all engineers, but nobody's a salesperson, which is why I ended up going to this slowly.
Okay. But why did you have to do it? Your family does it, but why did you want to do it specifically? Because you still had to spend the 10K and go to university. So why did you do it? I know your family's engineers.
Because I worked about 4 years as an engineer in the past. I used to work at the NHS and University of Coventry and other jobs similar as well.
You worked as an engineer?
Yeah.
But what's the goal by the end of that? Why do you want to actually pay 10K for an engineering university degree? Like, what's the goal behind it all?
I guess the goal would be to have a qualification, and if I wanted to work as an engineer, you always have to show that you're qualified to do certain jobs, so they just don't allow you.
But why do you want to be an engineer?
Right now, I'm in two minds, to be honest.
Okay. But when you did buy it, why?
When I did get it, it was so that my parents could be happy with me and proud.
Same as me, by the way. Same as me. I got the same pressures. Parents to be happy with me. Okay. And then why do you want your parents to be happy with you? Really like dig in deep. Just like really go with me here. Why do you want your parents to be happy with you?
Sometimes they don't agree with my decisions. I don't always meet eye to eye. But I want them to see that what I'm doing in the long term is actually better.
Okay. Just to get clarity on exactly what you... So you paid 10K for university because you want your family to be proud of you. But I don't fully know why you want your family to be proud of you. Can you give me the deep... Like, you have to dig in deep and truly ask yourself, why do I want my family to be proud of me? Was it more your mom or dad? Who gives you... who are you trying to make more proud? Is it equal or is it one more than the other?
I'd say equal.
Okay. And what does that look like if they're proud of you? Like, can you explain to me in detail, why do you want your parents to be proud of you?
It would just be nice to have their approval, because I don't really get the approval for many things.
All right. So yeah, listen, Asian parents are like that. They don't give approval easily, which is why we got to graft so hard for it. But there is one layer deeper in there. And I got to get you to be self-aware. You wanted your parents to be proud of you. Obviously, there's a cultural pressure, there's a family pressure. But can you think of the deepest pressure about your family that you would have, that you put on yourself?
I guess it would be to be independent, because right now I'm not financially independent.
Okay. By the way, I could go deeper here, but for the sake of time, if I just asked you, would you still spend that 10K if your family said to you, we're not going to be proud of you if you go to university? Would you still spend the 10K?
No.
Okay. Now, when I said to you, why did you pay? You said you had an interest in engineering. Then I asked you again, why? Then you said, oh, because your family's engineers. Then I asked you again, why? And then you went, how you went to university. You worked in engineering. Then I asked you again, why? I asked you around 7 times before we got to the answer about them being proud of you. Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, when I asked you, would you have still bought that 10K if they weren't proud of you? You said no. When you look on this, the reason why we buy things is for the why, not the what. But I had to ask you 7 times to get to your why. And I think there's still more why, by the way. And now I found your pain. So if I was a guy who was at university selling those courses and those programs, I would talk to you about your parents. I wouldn't talk to you about, oh, you worked as an engineer in the past, or you did all these things, and you have interest in university because of your parents. It would be more about why they're proud of you and why is that important to you. And then I'd be able to sell it to you so easy. But if I didn't know that, the why, I could never sell to you. And everything that we buy is from the inside out, not the outside in. This, by the way, if you want to read this in a book, it's a book by Simon Sinek. Yeah, it's called Start with the Why. So it doesn't talk about the concept in sales, but I use it for sales. Now, if you look at the outer ring here, most people, when they talk about paying with a prospect, they only ever get to the what. Or they might get to the how, aka I'm going to get to uni, I'm going to go there 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, whatever it is, whatever the hours are, university these days. But the why took me time to pull out of you. And you knew I was doing it as well. So do you see how sophisticated you have to be on a sales call to be able to get someone's why?
Yeah, especially if they figure out what you're doing, then they just cut you off.
If they figure out what you're doing, if you ask it in the right way, with those what, why, when, how questions, it'll sound like a conversation. Because in the beginning, my job is to frame and tell you, I'm going to ask you all these questions so I can give you this. and the right people will go along with it with you, even though they know it's sales.
Okay, that makes sense.
So the main thing that you need to do is understand how to ask questions. Then the second thing is why you're even asking those questions. What do you want? And what does real pain actually look like? You with me?
Yeah. All my calls using the transcription in ChatGPT to reword them, like you said.
Yeah, that's it. And then start asking questions based upon the why, not the what. All of your questions were potentially on the what, yes or no. But the questions that you actually ask are based upon the why and the pain. And you knew what I was doing, and I had to ask you 7 times, and I still didn't get to your deepest reason. I didn't get to the reason when you were younger and you really wanted approval from your parents, and there was this thing that happened when you were young and they weren't proud of you, and then you thought, no, I want to make my parents proud of me, and the cultural pressure. There's way more depth there that I could get to if we had more time. Does this make sense?
Yeah, I felt that.
It's beneficial?
Very.
Okay.
I want to keep coming every week. Gotta practice.
Yeah, you keep coming. Well, you've got the time. I log in every week. I can't say I can promise a call every week. Hopefully it gets busier. We need to promote it and get more people on, but I'm stuck on coming every week. By the way, next week, I'm not going live because I'm at an event. So I'm at an event next week, but I'll be back in 2 weeks after this.
Okay.
All right. Okay. I appreciate you, Adam. I'm going to stay on just in case anybody else has questions. And if they do, I'll answer them. But I appreciate you staying on, yeah?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Nice work. Thank you, Adam. What a great guy. Absolutely killing it. People are wanting to learn sales, but not everyone has the funds to be able to afford sales training. And people think you have to pay tens of thousands to learn sales. All you actually do is just to find someone good to teach you. Sheikh, how are you? I appreciate your compliment. Thank you very much. Got my mom here in Dubai, chilling. See her in the shadows there, wandering around. She's come to Dubai, been staring at all the buildings. She's absolutely loving it. And this is usually my office room, and I've had to set up in the office. Mums is absolutely chilling. We're from Sheffield originally, and we grew up very poor. So like she's looking at all the views here, like so proud and happy. And like I flew her over on Monday, she landed. And to her, it's like mind blowing to her that this all exists. So it's a nice feeling on my part to be able to show her all of this stuff. I've got some surprises for her, taking her for a meal on Friday. On Monday, I got a bigger surprise for her. So she's absolutely loving life. And I can tell you, the best thing about making any type of money has been helping my family. I actually used to be young and think about, I used to want to buy these clothes, I want to buy cars, I want to buy houses. And none of that gave me a bigger dopamine hit than helping my family. It sounds like a nice thing to do. I want to help my parents, I want to support them. But when I actually did it, I felt the best feeling out of anything. So now, if I have an extra 5, 10, 15 grand, I'm always giving it to my parents. And by the way, in Dubai, I don't even have a car, just get taxis everywhere because I just didn't want to think about getting a car. So I try to live quite basic. Hey, Osman, I wanted to ask, I saw one of your vids to make 2 hours when I start a business. To be honest with you, in my head, I always thought it's going to boom really quick. And I would be thinking, all right, this month I'm going to make 10K, then 50K, then 100K. I used to always imagine all this stuff. And I'm going to be really honest on how it's been for me, not how other people talk about it. I thought everything for me would come quicker. When I started my business, I was thinking, how fast can I make 10 million? How fast can I make 5 million, 1 million? I used to dream about all these numbers. Everything for me came slow. Everything for me came painfully slow. So now, obviously, my business does really good. But I never found one thing that just exploded my business. Maybe I'll find it one day. But I used to be the type of guy who looked for every shortcut. I used to look for shortcuts in every area. And I thought there has to be one shortcut. Maybe I start Facebook ads. Maybe I start this. Everything was slow. And the only way that I found was the long road, the longest way was the only way. The shortcut is actually the long way around. And that took me a long time to realize. And only recently, after years, and I've had this business open for 4 years, even after being a director of many multiple companies, I've learned to set goals that I can achieve, obviously chase, dream big, but knowing exactly how I'm going to achieve them took me a lot more time. So yeah, I used to work in a restaurant and make £2.19 an hour, get a bus there every single day. And that was from like 15, 16 years old. And then up until now, where we make hundreds of thousands every single month in profit. Now it's just about just continuously growing. And when you look back, you realize, and you look at your account and how it's gone up and how much money you've made, I've never had a big spike. Everything has been slow and steady, just from doing the same thing again and again. 1% growth, 2% growth, 3% growth. Never had exponential growth. All those guys that tell you online, if you do this thing, your business will explode. That never happened to me. Everything happened slowly. But the learning was always the big thing I had to do. I spent a lot to learn. So hopefully that answers your questions. That there was actually no thing that really made it boom. Steady is fast, and fast is steady. That's my lesson that I've learned. I think if I told myself that when I was young, I don't think I would have listened. I think I would have ignored myself. How much would you say is enough in the UK to not have to worry? Well, everyone is different. If you live in, let's say you live in London, and it depends how you want to live. So do you want to live in a 1-bedroom flat? Do you want to live in a house in London? Do you want to live in central London? So the how much question is different for every person. When I first moved to London, I used to think to myself, how much do I need to leave to live good? I used to pay rent in 2021, £700 a month with a room with all damp in it. and I used to make around 3.5, 4K a month on average in one of the sales jobs I had. On average, I had some good months and I had some low months because obviously a lot was commissioned in 2018, 2019. But I think once I was making a consistent 8K a month, because my lifestyle was cheap, I was doing really good. But then once I increased my lifestyle, so I moved to Battersea in London, I was paying £8,000 a month for rent for a house. Then obviously I had to make 25K plus. So I had lifestyle inflation that happened to me. If you go on YouTube, you might be able to find the tour of the house as well. It might be on there where you see the house I was living in. But yeah, I lived in shared accommodation until I was 32 years old, maybe 33, and I still lived in shared accommodation. I'm 32. So I was 32, still living in shared accommodation because I lived very frugally. I drove a 59 plate Honda Civic, like forever. Of course it can be done, Adam. You just got to graft. You just can't watch people around you. If you're from cities like I'm from Sheffield, everyone around me, taxi driver, drug dealer. My dad was a taxi driver. You just have to be able to think different and not care. So you just have to stay in your lane, ignore everyone around you. I'm staying on for another minute before I log off. I appreciate you guys. Adam, see you in 2 weeks. Anybody else who's on, I'll catch you guys in 2 weeks' time. Next week we'll be at an event. Maybe I'll probably post a vlog for that event as well. But I'll catch you guys later. Appreciate you all. See you in 2 weeks, inshallah.